All right, I think we're good. Hello, hello. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Say hello as you are popping on. Would love to know who is out there. So I'm streaming on YouTube and Facebook tonight. So I'm just making sure that everything is good on Facebook because I haven't done this in a minute. So let me just check. All right, where it shows the little circle. All right, we're there. We're good. All right, so let me know where you're watching me from. Are you watching me from YouTube or are you watching me from Facebook? Hello, my girl Megan. Good to see you. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I know I'm good there. So I'm just going to pay attention to my dashboard because anyone that's going to be chatting, you'll be right here. So definitely use the live chat if you want to communicate, ask questions, all the things. So you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, I was pretty sure you were watching on YouTube. So super excited to be hanging out with you guys tonight. Say hello as you are popping on. We're literally getting ready to dive right into things. I'm going to actually put up just a few notes that I have. They're just three things that I want to remind myself to mention tonight. And what the question I want to pose to everyone tonight, and I'm answering this for myself as well. Like literally, why I am where I am right now is because of this question. And I realized that I think I need to pose this question to a lot more people that want to make money online. And for maybe one reason or another, you really haven't given like your whole self into this. Because what I recently discovered to me, and I don't want to say anything like that's like cliche, but the way that I look at it is like changing a game type of thing. And so, what I want to ask you, okay, just starting off tonight is everyone knows the meaning of insanity. Yes? Let me know. Do you know the meaning of insanity? For me, that meaning was everything with me deciding to take a new direction in terms of what I'm doing and what I'm selling and offering other people, the way that I'm serving in my business. So everyone knows the meaning of insanity, right? And it's something that I have really like I've stood by for a very, very long time. And I've used it as kind of like a sales tool, if you will, right? With helping people in identifying if whether or not they want to keep persisting in doing what they're doing, right? Or if they actually want to give themselves a chance of going in a different direction to actually get the results that they want. So it's really easy to say to someone, the meaning of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, right? And expecting a different outcome. But the fact of the matter is over the years, because I've been in business, right? And I've been able to be boss free and I replace my nursing income, like all those things, is I never asked myself if I was the definition of insanity. And it wasn't until I came across this particular program and really dove into it and understood how I could better serve people that I realized my very business over the past years were the definition of insanity. And I'll tell you why. Is I've always had the best intention for other people, meaning my business is very, very high on wanting to help people, right? Very, very high on wanting to help people. However, what I realized was what was good for me wasn't necessarily good for other people, meaning the way that I had chosen and that was in alignment for me to make money. And I never even thought about it as being like in alignment. It was just something that when I was met with it in terms of affiliate, referral marketing, digital reselling, like however you want to look at it, it was easy for me. And I had to go back and ask myself, Steph, why was it easy for you? And it was easy for me because I believed I had my hand on something that other people really needed to have access to. Right. So no matter what I've sold over the years, the reason why I would be able to sell things pretty effortlessly is because I believed I had something in my hand that more people needed to know about. And therefore, I felt so compelled and so convicted and even excited to get out there, right, and share that with other people, right? And again, that sheer excitement and me empowering other people would cause people to say, you know what, I want to do that too. Like, I want those results as well. And so while I've been able to help people get started on the Make Money Online journey, and I have been able to help people make their first dollars and even replace incomes and even go on to, earn $100,000 or more a year, there also have been a lot of people that wanted the outcome, right? But the business model really wasn't for them. And so when I came across this particular business, right, this particular system, this community, I realized that all of these years, right, like I was kind of operating my business in a way where it was like I kept doing, and expecting a different outcome. And what I mean by that is I really convinced myself that if I just kept showing up and doing what I do, right, showing up to help people. And I know for a fact that those that know me, like they know I have a heart for really wanting to help people. Selling is a byproduct of business, right? Like you're in business and you will sell things, but there is such a thing as selling and making money at the high service of other people. And in a lot of instances, I did that to my own detriment, right? Like serving at such a high level, but realizing that serving alone, for a lot of people, it's just not enough if they're not in alignment with the way that they're earning. So you have a lot of people that wanted the outcome, right, of like what my kind of business model could bring them, right? But the actual day-to-day work, right? Some people don't want to go live. Some people don't want to show their face. Some people don't want to build a big brand. And over the years, I've spent so much time, again, meaning of insanity, right? I spent so much time trying to help people overcome those fears, right? Like breathing life into people, like you can do it. And people want to hear from you. And the only way to make money online is to build a brand. That's one way. Right. And so I've come to realize that there are so many women online right now that are making really great money for themselves, and they have not built a brand. They're not like the face of their business in this way. They're not going live. They're not doing videos in this way, but they have found other ways that really, really suit them and are in alignment, right, with their personality, their vibe, their energy. Again, the way that they want to show up every single day and work from home makes sense for them. And I discovered an entire community where finally women are starting to succeed. Women that have been in 5, 6, 7, 8 courses, right? And finally found a place where it's not just about buying something to resell it or buying and learning digital marketing, right, to do a digital marketing business, but women that have really found ways of earning that really do jive with them, right? So for me, like that was my big wake up call is I couldn't expect to keep doing the same thing and saying, you can do it, right? Like build a brand, overcome your fears, right? And expect that people were just going to all of a sudden wake up one day and say, you know what? Yes, I can do it. Because what I thought over and over and over again. Okay. And I want you to really think about your own journey, where you are, what you've wanted, maybe what you want right now, and maybe all of the times you've started and stopped. And I want you to ask yourself, why have you? Right? I've seen people that have known me for like almost my 18 years online, where when they were working full-time jobs, they didn't have time for a business. Now they're retired. And now it's a whole nother, excuse for why they can't build their business. But the fact of the matter is the starting and the stopping is because they weren't in alignment with actually doing this. They had to literally overcome so many fears, right? And so many objections to get them to do, again, what I was doing. So of course they never succeeded. I've seen people start doing videos on multiple platforms and then, give it a month and then they quit. I've seen people absolutely quit and literally tell me like, Steph, like you did nothing wrong. All right. I don't want to do videos and I never wanted to do videos. And I just came to the conclusion that, I'm just not going to do this. And when I think back, like the only option I personally had for people like that was to say, well, maybe have you tried TikTok or have you tried Instagram or have you tried Facebook? But like the only thing I had for them was like, could you try maybe a different platform? I wasn't able to say, well, there's 20 income streams, right, that you can actually build for yourself. Have you thought about picking one of them? Have you thought about UGC? Have you thought about Amazon reviews? Have you thought about letter writing, right? Have you thought about, again, a variety of different things? I never had the ability to do that. I could never teach it because those were not my income streams of choice, right? I wasn't an affiliate of the various like programs. I didn't like, there wasn't a way to very seamlessly be able to introduce people to a variety of ways of making money online outside of, again, jump on board, do what I'm doing, sell what I sell, get out there, build a brand for yourself, right? And overcome your fears. And eventually this will all work out for you. Y'all, we're coming to a place right now. It's the year 2026. And even though I personally have known, right, for many years that there are a lot of ways to make money online, I've never really had an interest in a lot of them. And so I've always stuck with what I was good at and what was in alignment for me. And while I attracted people, right, again, wasn't always in their best interest, right, because the volumes of people that could be succeeding online are not succeeding online right now, again, because they've been trying to fit into a mold. They've been trying to do things one way. All right, and a lot of people wondering, like, what's wrong with me? Like, how come I can't get the hang of this? How come I can't overcome my fears? Right. So for me, I had to realize that the meaning of insanity for me was thinking that I was just going to keep showing up, doing what I was doing, and expecting a different outcome from those that I would, go on to, or people that would go on to become my customers. Right. So I want you to ask yourself, like, you're here watching this right now, whether you're just on Facebook, on YouTube, right, and I just popped up and you're tuning in, or whether you're on my email list and you came over, like, how long have you been attempting this thing? Do you feel like you really are in alignment, right, with the way that you've been trying to earn online? Have you been in and out of things, right? Have you ever been to like the brink of giving up, right? How long have you really, really been trying this? And I want you to ask yourself, for you, what behaviors have you been entertaining, or what behaviors have been the norm, right? Where, you look up and you're like, okay, I'm 51 years old, right? I'm 51 years old. What habits and behaviors do I have to thank for where I am right now? And the meaning of insanity is continuously repeating those things, right, and expecting a different outcome. And for me, a big wake-up call for me was seeing and being reminded of myself sitting on the sideline too much. So like you see on the screen right here, sharing my journey to 10K plus months, right, and helping other people learn how. The sharing my journey part is that I'm really, really heavy on that, right? Because too often I've sat back and I've watched people play a really, really big game. Let me know, right, as you're listening right now, have you ever sat back and watched someone play a really, really big game and maybe go on to make like $100,000 in 90 days, right? Or $40,000, $50,000 in a very, very short span of time. And you sat back and watched. And you gave yourself every reason, every excuse, right, for why that would never work out for you, or why you could never do what they do, or how cringe that is, or I could never post on Facebook like that, or I could never go live like that. And who needs that kind of money anyways? Again, all these things that you tell yourself, right? But you steadily keep watching and you realize their numbers just keep going up and up and up and up, right? That part of sharing my journey, that's where I am in my life right now. Right? I'm going to be one of those stories where, again, people will keep watching. I will be cringe to people. Like, I will be annoying to people, right? But they are going to see my numbers go up and up and up and up, because I have something so good in my hands right now, right, that I know for a fact more people need to know about this. More women need to know that such an opportunity exists that doesn't require you to have to resell anything or become an affiliate of anything in order to make money. That when we talk about skills paying the bills, you actually can learn a skill, never build a brand, never do social media, never do videos, never go live, never build an email list, like any of the things that you don't want to do, right? What if there really was a way of earning that truly fit your personality, that fit your energy, fit your vibe, fit the time constraints that you have, right? Fits the very life that you have right now, right? And you can actually learn that income stream and make the money that you desire, right? That's what we're talking about right now. That's what this is about, right? Not learning digital marketing so you can resell something, right? But picking out of 20 income streams, right? And deciding like that's going to be what you're going to actually latch onto, and that's how you're going to make your money, right? And so my next question is, so first off, meaning of insanity. Have you answered that question for yourself? All right. Number two, right? How many times have you sat back and watched others win, again, at a very, very high level? And you made excuses for why that couldn't be you. The reason why I love this particular community so much is that it takes the excuses away of someone saying, well, Steph, like that's great for you, right? But I can't do that. I can't go live like that. Like I can't do the things that you do. I don't have the gift of gab. Like all the things I've heard over the years. I don't have a big personality. I don't want to get dolled up like you. Like there's so many things I've heard people say about why they can't do what I do. And it's fair. Right now that I actually know better, it's absolutely fair. Right. And that's why over the next 90-ish days, like I'm going to be showing up every single day, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's TikTok. Yes, your girl is learning TikTok. Right. I'll be going TikTok live. Like the word has to get out that there really is a better way and an easier way for more women to really be able to get what they came for when it comes to making money online. All right. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is that when you think about the meaning of insanity, all right, if you have been someone that's watching, right, constantly starting and stopping, right, maybe giving half approaches, right, never really diving in, never taking this seriously, I am going to encourage you to go on a journey for yourself. Because literally what I have been experiencing and discovering, first off, being a part of a community where like I'm not, it's not my own community. So it's not like I'm the highest income earner, which that's been my scenario the past few years, right? So it's like I didn't have a whole lot of people that I was looking up to. I didn't have a whole lot of people that made me uncomfortable. So it was very, very easy to be comfortable, like in my little surroundings, right? Again, trying to help other people, where now I'm a little bit uncomfortable because I'm literally seeing women, right? That again, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 a month. And for me, I can identify with it because I'm like, they're doing exactly what I've done over the years. Like they're going live, they're doing videos, they're building their brand, like they're selling the thing that they love. They're doing exactly what I've been doing over the years. They're just positioned differently. They're positioned in such a way where what they're offering is highly, highly attractive. You guys, there's a book that I love reading. I forget what it's called. Can't think off the top of my head. But it talks about one of the ways that you make life easy for yourself in terms of like attraction marketing, right? Or like the power of attraction is that like in business that you've got to learn how to go with, like you've got to kind of learn how to go with what's happening, right? How to like go with the current, not fight against the current. And that's one reason why I love being able to tap people into income streams, right? Number one, that make a lot of sense for them, right? And that are happening right now. So even without this community, right, there were already people out there making tons of money behind the scenes, right, without building brands and without being on social media. That's a given. But we've just made it easier now because you can log into one portal. And if you do want to, like, if you feel like you're a lot like me, you're like, I love promoting things, that I'm excited about, that I know that more people need. I love the idea of being able to make really great money per sale, right? Then guess what? You can take the affiliate option. Right? That's going to allow you to earn $507 every single time that you refer someone to this community where they get introduced to 20 income streams. Right? Or if you're someone where you're like, you know what, I've been out there trying to find a way that works for me. I've been watching the videos. I've been on TikTok, or I've been following all of these people. I'm trying to botch together my education. I'm trying to learn these skills. I'm trying to put the pieces together. Right? I have no support. I don't know who to run to or who to talk to. Right? What if I told you that all within one community, you not only have the ability to learn all of these income streams, but you also have a community where you'll be able to connect with and collaborate with other women, right, that are learning those skills as well and already making money in those income streams, right? What if I told you that with a lot of these gigs, you don't just learn and then have to figure out like how you're going to make money with it, right? What if I told you that we actually drop you gigs and we actually drop you drop you contacts, right? Like there are people that are making, $500 by simply recording very short videos for companies so that companies can use these videos in their advertising and their marketing. That's user generated content, right? There are people that are, again, they're making money in these very, very simple ways. I was just telling someone today, right? There's a lady in the community, 84 years old, that it was either her first month or very shortly after she started, made $2,000 by doing letter writing, right? Like we teach you that in this actual community. Again, people that have invested into 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 courses have tried a lot of different things, right? And it never worked for them. Why? Because so many of these courses were learn the skills to resell, right? And not really learn a skill so that you can really start making money online, a real online income, right? Like that's why my title says start your online income tonight, right? With 20 income streams. And the other thing that gets me so excited about being involved in a community is that you see people winning, again, from all different backgrounds, doing it in a variety of different ways. So on any given day, I can log in, I can look at the testimonial section, and I can see people that just got started, made their first sale, right? Just got started and got their first gig. I was laughing the other day because there literally was a lady who posted, she's like, I don't even know what I'm doing, right? But I already have my first gig. I already have my first contract. And I think she said she has like 2 or 3 more coming. Like that's how it should be when you're getting started online. It shouldn't be the spinning of wheels where you look up and 3 years later, again, like you haven't made sales, you haven't made money, like you're not building a life that you set out to build, right, by being online. I love knowing, right, that now like women really, really get a fair opportunity, a fair shot to learn the skills and to be empowered in such a way, right, to like really make a go of this. Hello, you guys. Thanks so much for saying hello in the chat, right? And so for me, I'm going to slow down just a minute. The reason why this made such a difference for me, okay? And it was actually really, really hard at first to make the decision to go all in, because if you don't know my story, this is my story, all right? When I decided to close up my coaching business in 2022 into 2023, I got into the master resale rights, industry. And I purchased the first master resale rights digital marketing course, which was the roadmap. Phenomenal course. But once they got cooking, they realized that master resale rights like really wasn't a long-term play. And so they were the first for MRR, and they were the first to actually go affiliate. Okay, that's just real talk. I know the experience. I was here for it. And so when they closed up the MRR portion, because it was the only course that actually gave us the download, and I had a pretty big community of my own customers, we wanted to keep the master resale rights going. And so I took the downloads, right, created my own community, added more modules, added more lessons, added a weekly office hours, added a lot of different things, to make it even better, right, to add more value, and to, again, still have a place for people to be able to show up, okay? But even after 2 years, right, again, the problem persisted and it stayed the same. Right, is again, kept seeing people come in, but the success levels weren't there. Why? Because everyone was still learning just digital marketing skills with the main objective of using those digital marketing skills to resell a course. And again, there's nothing wrong with that if that's how you're wired. Like that's how I'm wired, right? Giving people really, really good things that I love, but that's not how everyone is wired, right? And so going into 2026, I actually, I didn't close the doors, right? But I'm like, we're no longer a community. You can still sell it as master resale rights, right? But again, with any kind of master resale rights, like you're the one that's supposed to provide the support, like it's your thing, right? Because no one gets a cut of your money when it's master resale rights. And so once I did that, I thought I was going to go in a different direction with just like low ticket digital products, because I love digital reselling. And I started doing bundles and income courses. And again, didn't have a bad month in January at all, but I was like, girl, there's no way you're going to do 12 months of this. Like, I just knew like there was no way that I was going to be in that grind, and it didn't feel completely in alignment. And then enter the boss suite. I actually saw a lady that I have known online for many, many years who used to be very, very big in high ticket affiliate marketing. And she used to have her own programs, her own courses. She did her own events and everything. I saw her promoting this and I was like, wait a second. And then when I heard her reasoning why, again, just wanted something, again, simpler, a simple way to help other people get started without having to take on like the lion's share of the work. And so I decided to look into it. And I realized this was the exact same program that I was introduced to in August, around August timeframe, right, when they first launched. And they had just around 2,000 members, I think, at that time. Right now, just a few months later, and we're over 7,000 members. And all I knew was that when I got inside, the thing that stood out for me was the 20 income streams. I'm like, wait a second, 20 income streams, right? Like not just learn digital marketing, right? And watch people spin their wheels and never get what they want out of this, but 20 income streams, that's what got my attention. And when I dove in, like I knew this was the thing that I had to rally behind and bring to more people, right? Because I knew like this could be the thing that would allow us to put an end to insanity. Right? For people that are like, well, I don't know if I want to buy something extra if the outcome's going to be the same. All I can tell you is with this, the outcome doesn't have to be the same. Because with this, the very first thing you're going to do when you come in is you're going to go to module 0. And if you're here live and you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the live chat. More than happy to answer them for you. All right. You're going to go to module 0 and you're actually going to take a quiz. If you haven't already taken the quiz through my store, you're going to take the quiz right directly in the members area. And once you take the quiz, it's going to tell you the income stream that fits you the best. Right? After you take the quiz and it tells you which income stream fits you the best, you're going to dive in and go to that module. You're going to forget everything else, right? So if it says like UGC or some kind of faceless stuff, right, is like what makes the most amount of sense for you. You're going to answer 5 questions, very simple questions. And based upon your answers, it's going to tell you what income stream suits you for the season that you're in right now. Okay, so you're not going to sit here and go through all the lessons and all the modules and overwhelm yourself with a bunch of information. You're going to cut straight to the chase, right? You're going to go right to that exact module, right? And you're going to go ahead and get that income stream set up. You're going to learn about the income stream. You're going to follow the lessons. You're going to watch, pause, and do. And who knows, you could be just like the lady I talked about, how she didn't even know what she was doing. She felt like her portfolio wasn't even set up yet, right? And she already had gigs that were lined up. Yeah, I'm telling you, like that is what can happen when you put yourself into action, right? When you get really, really intentional about what it is that you want. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually take you over into the members area and let me know, like, if you're listening to this and it sounds good to you. Like you're like, okay, this sounds like right up my alley. Okay, I'm going to talk about getting started. I'm going to talk about payment plans. I realize a lot of people like don't even give themselves a fair shot when it comes to payment plans because they're not even really checking their rate. They're just going with the first thing they see there, and that's not how you check your rate. You got to go one step further because there's been so many people that have been able to get started for $0 down, right, and have made a lot of money before they even had their first payment due. That's the one thing that has impressed me so much with this is number one, the volumes of people that were like, I got started on a payment plan and a prayer, right? And again, in their first 30 days, were able to make enough money where they didn't even need to finish their payment plan. They were able just to pay it off, right? And again, there's a lot of people that have actually done exceptionally well, right? In their first, 30 to 60 days. Again, so inspiring. Again, these are people where a lot like what I was just sharing, right? The meaning of insanity, right? Do I just keep doing the same thing? Do I keep, either, working as I'm working? Do I keep doing the same business? Do I keep starting and stopping? Do I keep telling myself that I need a break? Do I keep telling myself that I'm going to just, pause for a second? What has been the meaning of insanity? The one thing that I've seen in common in this group are so many women that were like, okay, I'm willing to invest in myself again. Right? If this is the factor that's different, I'm willing to invest in myself again. Right? Why? Because their goals and their outcomes are so much bigger than their current situation or their circumstances. Write that down. Right? Like that's where we've got to get to. We've got to get to a place where we realize what we want, the outcome that we want, right? That financial goal, that financial outcome, that financial breakthrough, right? Being able to earn your freedom, that you want that so much more than, well, I don't know, like a payment plan. That seems kind of silly. No, it's called business. It's called taking a calculated risk. And it's so important that I put that there. Because if you don't view it as a calculated risk, then no, I don't want you to take it. Right? But again, if you can be like so many of these other women that were like, you know what? Payment plan and a prayer. Because something, in fact, has got to change. And when women have gone on to earn $1 million in just over a year, and they started with a payment plan and like $100 in their bank account, and again, it's so crazy because like now these stories aren't so far-fetched. It's not like, oh my gosh, how did she do it? I'm going to tell you the secret, okay, is that you really have to decide to do it. You have to decide and write this down because this is something that I'm really, really focused on a lot in 2026. It's helping more women optimize their life for cash flow and not optimize their presence online for content and busy work and checklists. I want to help more women like I want to make $20,000 a month or $10,000 a month or $3,000 a month, like whatever that goal might be for you at first. And again, so many women were like, if I could just replace my income, they started for that. And because they went so hard, they set themselves up for so much more. Some did it through referring an affiliate, and some did it by learning other income streams, right? And some are total baddies, right? And do a little bit of both. But the one thing I'm going to tell you, okay, I'm going to talk to the women right here. There might be men out there, and that's fantastic. But being someone that's been in the game as long as I have, I'm going to tell you the biggest thing that I see holding women back, okay, is that you give yourself stipulations on what you will and will not do. And you allow those stipulations to be so much bigger than the outcome that you want. Right? I see women, and I'm going to say this because like you need to know not only what is possible, but how these outcomes are happening for people. Right? Like for me, I got fired up because the lady that I actually joined through, right? Again, she actually did $1 million in like 17 months. And I heard her say, like, I was living in a camper at the time. And every day I was on TikTok live in front of my camper. In her first 30 days, she went live 90 times and she made $11,000. But she ended up earning over $1 million in 17 months. See, I don't look at that and say, I knew there was a catch. Who wants to go live 3 times a day? What's the alternative? Like, again, are we going to fight for our limitations? Are we going to give ourselves so many stipulations around what we're willing to do and not do? Or is it the outcome that you want more? I want you to really, really think about that. Right. And so like in this season for me is I want to help way more women optimize their life for cash flow, to do the things that are going to lead you to cash flow, lead you to that outcome that you desire. For some women, it might be doing the same kind of work that I do. And for other women, it might be one of the other income streams that you can learn. All right. So if you've heard anything tonight where you're like, okay, like I think I need to pay a little bit more closer attention to this, or you know what, I've looked at this already. I'm ready to get started. All right. Just drop bonus down below in the live chat, and I will share what my live stream bonus is for tonight. And it really is limited because this actually requires a little bit of my time. Right. I consider it a live bonus because I know that there are people that have paid me hundreds of dollars to set up systems and funnels, you know, for various programs, like not too far off in the past. And so again, something really, really fire for action takers that are like, you know what, like this is it. I want to get started. I want to get my share. But what I want to do is I actually want to take you over into the community and actually show you what this is all about. Hey, Alicia. All right, share. All right, here we go. So in here, like this is the actual Boss Suite community, right? You see we have over 7,600 members. Again, when I joined, we were in 5,000. We were like in the 5,000 zone. And I've only been in the Boss Suite for about 3 weeks, I think. I can look at my exact date, but yeah, about 3 weeks. All right, so the first thing you're gonna see here is the community. Again, what I love about this is such an active community. One thing that I've told people is that, again, with all of my experience, yes, I'm showing up, sharing my journey because, again, I'm optimizing my own life for cash flow. Big time cash flow, big time transformation. Again, I'm in a community and I'm in a space where I'm seeing so many women win at such a big level. I'm like, why not me too? Like, why am I playing small? Like, again, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to sit back and watch anymore, right? If they're doing it, I'm going to do it, right? You move like that, I'm moving like that right with you because, again, I'm optimizing my life for cash flow, right? Not for comfort, for cash flow. So it's always important to know what season you are in your life. What is it that you want? And are you really to optimize your life to actually get that, right? The one thing that I love is that I don't have to go out of my way to set up a lot of extra stuff to make this a really great opportunity for people. And being a leader, I've always done that. I've always had my own community. I've always done like my own calls, my own support calls. Like I've always gone so above and beyond, right, to help people succeed because the things that I've sold, oftentimes they were lacking, you know, a little bit of something that I felt like if I were to do this, it would make it a little bit better or make it more appealing. And I don't have to do that, right? I don't have to do that. Right. So in here, like the support is wild. Let me just show you the calendar real quick. This is the main community. And every single day, there's either content ideas that are being shared here. As you can see here, yesterday, a content idea. There are people that are asking for help, celebrating themselves, all kinds of things. And as you can see here, like someone says here, question for a beginner. This was just 58 minutes ago. There's 5 responses. Asking for a favor, please. 5 hours ago, 25 responses. Like it's so active. I feel so good knowing that no matter who I refer here, like they're going to be in really, really good hands. Okay, so that's the main community. Let's take it over to the calendar. Throughout the week, on average, we have anywhere between, I think, 4 to 6 different calls. So for someone like me that loves sharing the opportunity, every single Thursday, we do an insider's call. Where as you're building your audience, as you're building your email list, as you are gathering people that are interested in this, you have a place, right, to invite them to, where every single Thursday they get to hear from the co-creators. They get to hear from real women that are winning in a variety of income streams. They get walked through the actual system. They get to see that, again, like, this is really a community. There's really support here. And again, it's something that you don't have to do. Right? So you just do what you do to grow your own business, grow your own audience, and you have a place to actually share with people every single week. I've never experienced something so top-notch as the way that they do things. And what I love is every single week, it's different women sharing success stories. And more often than not, it's newer women that have gotten started sharing how they've been able to get a certain result based upon whatever income stream they chose. And so you're not just hearing a bunch of success stories from people that are, an affiliate of the program, but you're hearing success stories, from women that are like, I do letter writing, or I do UGC, or I do a combination, right? Or this is my 8th course, right? But I thought, like, why not? The other ones didn't work for me. Let's not give up. Let's keep trying. I love it, because it's like, no matter where you are or who you invite, they're going to find someone that they can relate to, right? And again, leverage in this space is so important. We do not win by ourselves. We win by collaborating, right? We win by working with other people. And to me, that's what's so beautiful about this. And so we have calls all throughout the week. Mindset call generally on Mondays. On Tuesday, the beginner call. So what if you got started and let's say you decided that you wanted to become an affiliate? What if you had confidence in knowing that every single Tuesday there was a beginner call where you can jump on and get your questions answered, right? And make sure, like, you get set up for success, and that your people also, right, will have a place to go. So again, you don't have to sit there trying to figure out, like, how you're going to support your people. Absolutely amazing. All right. And on Wednesday, they do a coffee chat, and every single week they do a different income stream. Right. And so, like I said, we have 20 different income streams, and a lot of the main ones like UGC, print on demand, Amazon, letter writing, they will oftentimes have an income stream call. So like, if you want to know more about that, or if you have dove into that income stream and you have questions, you can actually pop on that call and get guidance, right? Again, like, from someone that's already earning multiple 4 figures or 5 figures a month doing that particular income stream. If you get stuck, or you need advice, or you want someone to look at your portfolio or whatever, like, those calls are there to support you, right? Like, literally absolutely amazing. And then of course on Thursday, we do the insider call as well. All right. Now in the classroom, all right, this is where you're going to see, okay, I see bonus. Okay, I'll share that in just a moment. Module 0. Okay, write this down. Okay. If you've already invested and you feel like you're stuck, I'm going to say this right now. You guys, there is no reason for anyone that comes into here to ever feel stuck, to ever feel like you don't know what to do next. It's all literally step by step. If you start with module 0 and you complete module 0, you will know exactly what your next steps are leaving module 0. Like, that's just the way it is. You have to make up your mind that you want to be confused. You've got to make up your mind that you want to be overwhelmed. All right, because number one, when you take that quiz in module number 0, it's going to tell you the income stream. So again, if we're optimizing our life for income, are we worried about all the other modules, right, that don't have anything to do with that income stream? No, we're worried about going to that particular module, learning that income stream, and then getting that income stream set up. Right? Amazing. Again, oftentimes these digital marketing courses, what do you end up doing? Right? Having to learn, again, so much. Having to learn how to overcome fears, how to feel confident on camera, right? How to learn hooks, how to learn call to actions, how to learn how to become, like, all of these things. And you're still fearful, and so you never get started, right? No, with this, you really do have the income stream. So this first page, all right, I mean, so much. You guys, on my way home from church last week, so I have about a 30-minute drive, I listened to this module, right? Part of it, magnetic messaging. And as you can see, guys, right, there's a lot of stuff in there like I haven't even gotten to yet, because I'm not concerned about going through the whole course. I'm here to dive into the things that benefit me. Let me tell you something. Been in this space a long time, and I can remember a time in my business where I paid about $1,000, $997 for a money mindset style course. And let me tell you something. When Tracy broke down in magnetic messaging, I'm like this was like a $1,000 course that women had paid for over and over and over again. but condensed, right? Where again, like you know how to now take this message and make it your own. So like, again, if you do want to get out there and you do want to build on social media, right? Like you do want to do lives and do videos or do short form content. You do want to build a brand. Like, you know exactly, again, how to make your message and your personality and everything pop, right? Again, so that everything that you do, it works for you, so that it's magnetic. And I'm telling you, I have taken a program. It was an 8-week program, $9.97. Yeah, it might have went a little bit deeper into the topics, but again, it's right here. Literally, like, you're learning it right here. So no matter what you want to learn about making money online in terms of like the basics, you can get to 6 figures and beyond with this information. So you're going to definitely learn the online business, digital marketing type stuff here. If you do want to resell, and go in that way or be an affiliate. All right. Email marketing, all of that. And then the second page is, again, the income streams. All right. So all of the income streams are on this second page, and they're all, again, individual modules. If there's any particular, stop sharing my screen. If there's any, I wanted to take you guys to the testimonies. If there's any particular income stream, like, you want, or if there's any particular platform, you want to learn, again, specific modules. So like, that's what gave me the confidence to go to TikTok, is because I feel like now I really understand how to do TikTok. I understand that the way that I've made so much money online is through live streaming, right? Like, being able to riff and just be me, and to know that you don't have to have like a robust TikTok plan. Like, you can make a ton of money by going live on TikTok, and knowing that I'm learning from someone that's done over $1 million in just over a year's time by going live on TikTok. Again, it's in here. It gave me all the confidence that I needed, right, to go ahead and make that shift, right? Along with seeing so many women that, again, are winning so big. Like, it's not uncommon to see women going live on TikTok and having $20,000 months, $30,000 months. Again, not an income claim. I'm just telling you, like, reality of what I'm seeing. Right. And so if you want to optimize your life for cash flow and things are not going the way that you want them to go, I'm just going to encourage you to just really do some soul searching and ask yourself, like, how bad do you want what you say that you want? And is your current circumstance and situation way bigger, right, than what it is that you want? How much longer do you want to put off what you want by hanging on to your current circumstance and your current situations? Right? How much longer do you want to fight for your limitations? Remember, what you fight for, you get to keep. You don't fight for stuff that you don't want to keep. So your excuses are a way of fighting for limitations. That means you get to keep them. Right? So, like, ask yourself, how long have you been fighting for certain limitations? I know for me, right, there are definitely certain areas where, again, I was unwilling to do TikTok, a lot of different things, because I had my own limiting thoughts around it. Right. And the fact of the matter is, when I got real that at this phase, 51 years old, I want to optimize my life for cash flow, and then I can still build a sustainable business based upon that. Right. I don't want to be on the struggle bus. Like, my reward is no greater because I decide to struggle. Right. Like, my reward is no greater because I decide to draw this out. And I think that's, again, another important factor. Right. A lot of times us women, right, it's like we make things harder on ourselves because we don't allow it to be easy. And I'm just seeing way too much evidence of why it does get to be easy if you would just allow it, right? That word allowance, so big, if you will just allow it. All right. But right here, we're going to see testimonies. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So right here, hit 100 followers. I will never stop talking about boss, over $2,000 in 2 weeks. I just started a month ago. I'm an affiliate and a content creator and have made over $2,000 in just 2 weeks. Keep going, bosses, on my way to 6 figures. Blessed and thankful. This was 2 days ago, $2,600 just this weekend. Y'all, words can't even describe how amazing this feels. I'm forever grateful for this community. Letter writing. So I think this person was just looking for a testimonial. See, I love that. Right? Like, you're not in business all by yourself. Y'all, when I had my own community, I was so limited. And this is not poo-pooing anyone or anything. The facts are the facts. I didn't have this, right? Like, I didn't have 7,000 people and like all of these success stories that were just constantly flooding, right? So again, of course, it's harder to build momentum, right, when, again, you're lacking the actual momentum. For anyone, again, that wants to optimize your life for cash flow, okay, let me know. Am I being too honest? Right? But these things make a difference. They really, really do. They make a difference when you're not just telling your own story, but you're able to say, hey, right, like there are people that want to do it the same way you want to do it, and this is how they're winning. Or no, I'm not just winning because I'm Steph Perez and I've been here for 18 years, but there are people that are just getting started and they could be doing it even bigger than I am. Like we can't be too big, right? To say, I want leverage, I want help, right? And being able, that's why people post here, right? So that you can use it. There are so many times I've scrolled through here and I'll comment and congratulate. I'm like, I'm getting ready to email my email list, right? I'm going to share this with them. And I do, right? I come right here, I pull things out, I send it to my email list because my email list is probably tired of hearing about me. But to know that other people are out there winning, again, really, really big. Y'all, let me know if this is making sense, right? Let me know if you're excited. So again, I could go on and on. Bless is an understatement. First UGC payment, small win, but a big moment. And I so hate when people say this. It's a big win because there are women that have been online for years, right? That don't have wins, that have been just spinning their wheels. It is a big win, right? Who knows how long she's been at this, but still, she got her first payment. That's everything, right? 10 days in, and at 1522, again, just I love it because as you can see, 11 hours ago, right? Again, it's just the testimonies, they just keep rolling in day after day. So I can't say enough about this. I love being in a community, again, where it's not just about, me wanting to bump people up based upon my own results and my outcome, but again, really having the receipts, right? So, okay, let's talk about the bonus. All right, so to get started, okay, it's $597. When you get started with Boss Suite, you also get Boss Suite Lite. So right here, you're seeing Boss Suite, and right here, you're going to also see Boss Suite Lite. All right, you get both of these. Okay, Boss Suite's $597, Boss Suite Lite is $277. All right, so you get started for $597, you're going to get both. All right, now tonight, if you're ready to get started, this is my live stream bonus, again, because I love rewarding action takers. All right, when you go to my site, I'm going to show you right here. Let me see. When you go over to my store, okay, this is my store. Okay, this is my Beacon store. You're going to see where I have the Boss Suite. You're going to see where I have Boss Suite Lite. You're going to see my Quizzy bot. Okay, so I actually created my own quiz so that I could build my own email list. Someone clicks on this, they go ahead and sign up for this completely for free, right? So it's like a lead magnet, and they're taken over to, so let me just go ahead and all right. Are we good now? We should be good now. Yeah, I actually saw where I was off. Okay, let me know where I stopped and I'll go back. Okay, so I'll just start with the bonus. So this is my Beacon store. All right, Boss Suite Lite. Why did that change? That's weird. My actual Quizzy bot, and then also the sneak peek. Okay, I'm gonna do all of this for you. right? I'm going to set this entire store up for you. So you're not only going to be able to sell the Boss Suite Lite, okay? But I'm going to give you your own version of this quiz bot. So you're going to have your own custom GPT that you can build your own email list from. And on top of that, I'm also going to set up your own graphic image for this as well. All right. So again, it's going to be, again, your image, all that. I'm going to do all of this for you. And then on top of that, I'm also going to set up your sneak peek. All right. So all of that will be set up for you. You don't have to do any of that. All right. So it's for anyone that decides to get started tonight from this live stream. All right. Tonight. Okay. So if you do want to get started, the link is down below in the description. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you, because a lot of people don't give themselves a fair shot, right, at a payment plan. I just read or heard today that I think over 80% of people that get started with a payment plan, y'all. Wild. All right. So you're going to come here, right? You're going to click I want in. All right. Now, this is really important. You're going to put your name in. All right. So I'm just going to put my name. Come on. There we go. And then go ahead and put in yes. I'm going to show you where most people stop. Okay. Price $5.97. You're going to scroll down. Okay. You're going to either choose Afterpay or Klarna. Okay? Whichever one you always use, just go ahead and go with that first. All right. So once you choose which one you want to use, where most people stop is right here. They're like, oh, pay in 4 interest-free payments. Okay. No, that might not be the payment plan that you get. So what you want to do is, like in this instance for Afterpay, they're asking you to put in your email address and to put in your full name. All right. And then it says after submission, you will be redirected to securely complete your steps. You're not purchasing anything. You're going to put in your name and your email address here. All right. Oh, that was right. Email address. There we go. That's my softball team, old softball team. And then what you're going to do is put that, again, follow the instructions, put in your address. Everyone thinks as soon as you start filling information, you're going to get charged. You're not. You're going to complete your address, and then you're going to click on set up payment plan. That is where you're going to see your options. All right. One of my besties that I've known for longer than I've actually been online got started with $0 down. And the last conversation I had with her was, she was like, I just can't afford anything else, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I get it. I said, but you keep telling me you want change. And I'm not a pushy person, but I'm a very factual person, right? Like, you want change. And I said, girl, like, nothing's going to change if you don't change, right? Like, you've got to decide to do something different. And I told her everything I shared with you guys tonight. Like, this is how this is different, right? Like, even though her personality is a lot like mine, she's likely going to do affiliate. I said, but there's other ways to earn. And I really didn't think she was going to do it, right? Because I get it, like, I understand, but again, $0 down, right? $0 down because she gave herself a chance, because she actually, again, went through and saw what she could do. A lot of people just see what's there. They don't realize they might be able to get started for nothing down, right? And not have a payment due for 30 days. That means you have 30 days to get to work. And I share things like this, not out of pressure. Again, but if you're wanting to optimize your life for cash flow, you've got to decide to do something different. Okay. Like, you've got to decide to look at things different. You've got to decide to tell yourself the success I'm seeing for other people, it's not just for them. Like, why is this person successful? It's like I said, right? The women that I've been able to like hone in on, I'm like, okay, well, that's why she's doing like, $70,000 a month. Oh, she's going live twice a day on TikTok. I'm not going twice a day live anywhere. Right? I'm uploading a video a week that's flopping right now on YouTube. So it's like, no wonder I'm not getting that outcome. She's optimizing her whole life for cash flow. And I'm rolling the dice with every single video, hoping, right, that the algorithm's going to like this next video. Not really taking the control and the ownership into my own hands. I want more women to know this year that the year that you want, the outcome that you want, you're fully in control of making it so. No one's restricting your action. No one's restricting how you can decide to do things. No one's restricting your opportunity, right? No one's even restricting the way that you decide to do things. No one's restricting how hard you decide to go for it. But I just know we live in a time where it's so easy to talk about all the things we won't do and will not do, and not get honest about the outcome that we actually want for ourselves, and then allow the works of others to be inspiration. That it's not if you want what someone else has that you can have it just because they've done it, but you got to ask yourself, am I willing to do, right, like what she's done? So it's not like locking on, right, the lady that inspired me. Am I willing to do? And I was just listening to her TikTok training again today when I was coming back from getting my lashes done. And I rewound it to make sure I heard what she said, right? She's like, yeah, your first few TikTok lives, they will probably suck. She's like, but I went live 90 times in my first 30 days. I think she made $11,000. Would you do that? Would you do that for that outcome? Right? Or would you talk yourself out of it because I don't want to go? So it's not about the outcome. It's just about what you want to do. Right? And so in that instance, if the affiliate side, this is where it gets exciting. But if the affiliate side are like, but I don't want to do that. Guess what? You don't have to, because you can come inside, right? And you can figure out a different way that you want to earn. And this is the first time I've ever been able to have, right, and the opportunity to tell someone that. Is that if you're like, no, but I don't want to go live like that, or I don't want to do business like that way, you actually have a place where you can log in, right, and learn a variety of income streams. Pick the one that suits you the best and then go ham, right? Go ham and completely get after it for yourself. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm actually going to pop over to Facebook just for a second because I have a notification here showing me that maybe messages aren't coming through, but maybe there's no messages over on Facebook anyway. So I'm just going to check. And if you guys are here, it looks like everyone here is on YouTube. If you do have a question, definitely let me know. And if you do want to take advantage of, the bonus, again, I'm going to build your complete store. So everything that I have, you're going to have my custom bot, right? You're going to have, again, your own picture or your own avatar. If you don't want it to be a lookalike of you, right? You're going to be able to build your list by offering people. I'll show you like an example of how I've used it in my own business. Give me just a second while I go over to my profile. Okay, no, so there's no questions popping off over there. But let me show you. But like this is an example, right, of how you can use it as a way of generating leads, right? So I just did a little blurb, and then right down here, right, my picture, my graphic is there. And then down below in the comments, right, I dropped the link off there. And I did the same thing on my YouTube community. Oops, I'm not sharing my screen. There we go. So this is on Facebook. I did the same thing in my YouTube community, right? Where I've actually did a short little blurb. I posted the picture, right? And then I just drop it off right here in the comments where someone can go ahead and decide to grab it. And I did the exact same thing on my YouTube community as well, right? So again, you'll have the same kind of opportunity right from your page as well. So all you got to do is just decide that you want to get started from this live stream. If you do have any questions, my email address is down below here as well. Or if you're on Facebook, you could just DM me. But if you're on YouTube, my email address is down below, or you could just simply click reply to any email that you might have received from me. If you're coming from my email list, more than happy to answer your question. I'll even give you my phone number. Once you connect with me, I'm more than happy to have a quick chat with you, via text, answer your questions, and help you in getting started. But I just want to let you know, like, this is such a refreshing opportunity. I've shared this before, and I think it's so important to share this because I've been online for so long. I am not an opportunity hopper. I'm not someone that gives up. That's why I persisted so long, and literally had my worst year ever last year because I was so persistent in making my community work. I was so persistent in, giving, and I gave from my abundance. I gave. I never missed an office hours, right? Like I gave so much. And I just, at some point I had to tap out and I had to say, uncle, like this something's not working. Something's got to give, And so there are a lot of courses. I will say this. There are a lot of courses I actually purchased over the past 2 years. First off, because I always like to know what's out there. And I also, last year, I was like, maybe I'll find something that will actually make a lot of sense. That could be a great replacement, right, for my community that would actually help more people win. Invested into quite a few of the courses that are out there. And let me tell you something, outside of a faceless one, there was none that I felt good putting my brand and my name behind. None. So I either learned from them, like what I could learn, but I didn't just promote them because I invested in them. That's just not me. This is the first thing. And I kind of knew it before I invested. I'm like, I think I found the thing, right? Like, I think I found it. And this is the first thing since the faceless where I'm like, this is all in one. Whether you want to build a faceless business, whether you want to build a branded affiliate style business like me, whether you want to do completely behind the scenes work, whether you want to learn how to become a virtual assistant, again, UGC, brand deals, Amazon, like whatever, letter writing, Pinterest, whatever, like you can learn it in here. And what I love about that is if someone decides to learn a skill in here and then they start making money, right? And this is what I've discovered is that they'll learn the skill. Let's just call it UGC. They'll go get a couple of brand deals. So they'll prove to themselves they can actually make money, because that's the thing. A lot of people don't think they have the ability to make money, right? And so it's hard to refer someone to something that you don't really believe in, right? Because you have no sign that it really works for you, even though there's tons of signs it's working for other people. But they come in, they get a UGC deal or two, right? And again, what's the natural instinct now? To want to tell people, like, this is how and where I learned my skill. This is how I learned how to get brand deals. This is how I learned how to make money on Amazon. Right? Like, this is how I learned how to make money with letter writing. So now the recommendation is honest, it's pure, it's clean, it makes sense. It's full of conviction and excitement, because they're not trying to sell something just for the sake of selling it. They're selling it because, right, like, this is where I learned how to do X, Y, Z. And so, like, over these next 90 days, that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing is, again, talking about like what I'm learning and what I'm discovering, right? Like, as I take on TikTok. Right? I have a whole mission. I'll talk about that on another day of why TikTok for women over 50 right now is such an important move. And so, like, I know going over to TikTok, I have a mission. I have my work cut out. I have my messaging. I'm not just going over there to make money, right? Yes, I'm optimizing my life and what I do to make money, but there is a message that I have to bring over there, because there is something going on right now, right, for women over 50 that they don't even know they're missing out on. Right. And there is a whole side of TikTok, right, where women over 50 are connecting. Right. And so I'm just telling you, like, if first off, you're a woman over 50 and that excites you, like, reach out to me, right? Or decide to get started. Because I'm telling you, peer-to-peer marketing and women over 50 taking the advice from each other, it's a really, really big play. All I will tell you is that advertisers are not spending their advertising dollars on us. So that creates a lot of opportunity, right? And a lot of space for us to get out there, right? And to be the voice and to connect with other women that want the same things that we want and that can identify with where we are in life, whether it's empty nest type stuff or whether it's grain or perimenopausal or, weight loss, like wherever we are, there are women that they just don't want to make money. They might not just have a shortfall, but there's other things that we can connect on, right? Again, that bring us together. Again, I'll talk more about this, right? Like as I go, but women over 50 right now, especially on TikTok, there is such a need, there's such a demand, right? And it's a space that we really, really should and could be capitalizing on. Like if you really understood what this was all about. I hope I alluded to it just a little bit, right? But like, let's not sit back and watch people go on these journeys and make life-changing money, right? And create all these excuses for why we can't do it too. It's a brand new day, y'all. Like literally, it's a brand new day. And every single day is a new day, right? To take advantage of a new opportunity, a new way of earning, a new way of doing things, right? So that you can make this year your best year in business, your best year in life, your best year for your finances, right? And to not have this be another year of insanity, doing the exact same things and hoping for a different outcome. At some point, you got to change the view, right? At some point, you got to do something different. At some point, you really got to bet on yourself and you got to go all the way in. This is one reason why I love being in a community of people that are winning bigger than I am, because they really do give me something to aspire to. I've been playing at a safe level and I'm literally willing to get so uncomfortable, right, for my next levels and to inspire and empower a lot of other women that are like waiting to get uncomfortable. Like they've been waiting for that charge to get uncomfortable for themselves. So if you're ready to you love the idea of optimizing your life for cash flow. I shared this the other day, right? Like there's a lot of people online talking about soft life and quiet life and all these things, right? And I told people like, that's never been my lingo, but if it had to be my lingo, I'm going to tell you what a soft life or soft business is for me. Waking up in the morning, realizing I already made 2 or 3 sales for the day. Right? Drinking my water, getting my sunshine, getting my hot girl steps in, right? Going live maybe for a couple of hours, making a handful of more sales, right? And again, just living my best life. not overcomplicating, not thinking I got to create tons and tons of content. Again, not trying to win the algorithm, not playing these silly social media games, but literally showing up every single day, completely intentional about wanting to serve people and knowing that I'm only showing up to serve those people and that they're out there and they want to hear from me. Y'all, I'm telling you, if you can just have an attitude of intention for what it is that you want, I'm telling you, you can create the outcome that you want. And it can be as soft as you want to, right? Soft, gentle, calm, quiet, all those things. It can look completely different for everybody. For me, doing a bunch of work, no cash flow, right? That's not optimized for me. Optimizing my life for cash flow, that's where it's at, right? That's where it's at. And the fun thing is, inside of this community, everyone can find their soft. Everyone can find their path. Everyone can find, right, their calm. Everyone can find that path that makes a ton of sense for them. And you guys, right now, with all the things that are going on online right now, we have entered a space where the digital marketing message of just buying a course, resell a course, it's dead. It's dead, right? We really want to stand behind developing skills, really developing skills. And that's what you get in here is real skill development so that you really can set up an online income stream for yourself that you feel really, really good about. Everything online is not just about referring. Again, too many women out there have proven that they can finally win and have success, right, by learning a definite way of earning that really, really does suit them. So if you would love to get started, you love the idea of having your complete store set up again with all the bells and whistles, right? Much like my store, the same opportunity, the same resources, and have a store ready to go for you. You ain't got to do none of the tech whatsoever. Oh, and here's something else really, really fun is that also inside of the system, every single person, right? Not the way I do it, but every single person does have the ability to get their affiliate store set up completely for free. That is an option offered in the actual system in Boss Suite, right? So again, like no one has a reason to struggle with the tech. It's all built in, right? That's amazing. But if you do want me to set it up, and again, you want all my extras and you want the resources as well, right? So that you can forever have them and to use them and edit them and make them your own, like as you want to, you get those included as well by actually purchasing through me. So again, the link is down below in the description. If you do have any questions, my email address is down below as well. Or if you're on Facebook, feel free just to message me. I'm more happy to connect with you, answer any questions, and help you get dialed in. So I hope that you are leaving better tonight. I hope you came and you got what it is that you needed. If you're ready for change, you're ready to optimize your life for cash flow, right? I'm your girl. Would love to be in your corner and would love to go on this journey with you. So you guys have a fantastic night, and I will see you back tomorrow. Bye-bye.